Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pursuit of Excellence, the official voice of the Douglas County School System. On Pursuit of Excellence, we are committed to bringing you news, information, and resources about Douglas County schools. I am your host, Portia Lake. Today, we are sharing important information about the Lithia Springs High School STEM Magnet Program. And today on the program, we are joined by Principal Travis Joshua, as well as Payton Millinor. Thank you very much, both of you, for being on the program.
Thank you, Ms. Lake.
And Principal Joshua, this is your first year at Lithia Springs High School. Why don't you tell our prospective parents why Lithia Springs High School?
Thank you, Ms. Lake. Again, my name is Travis Joshua. I am so excited to be here, so excited for this opportunity just to talk a little bit about Lithia Springs High School. You know, when I think about the magnet program at Lithia Springs High School, again, we are a STEM magnet. And again, that is the craze, that is the buzz right now, the importance of STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. And I think we do a great job in offering STEM education to students. As a matter of fact, we have 3 different pathways students can choose from biomedical science to computer science to engineering. So with the vast variety of things that they can choose from, these are actual pathways that I believe are on the cutting edge of not only 21st century jobs, but the wave of the future in terms of what students are looking to go into post-high school graduation.
Okay. And Payton, why don't you tell us about some of the things, what you're responsible for over there at Lithia Springs High School?
Oh, wow, that could take a long time.
It's a lot.
Well, I'm the STEM coordinator, so my biggest role right now is reaching out to our families in Douglas County, our current 8th graders, their parents, maybe even some of our current 9th graders, getting them to understand what our program is, who we are about, and how we can benefit the students. I work with the teachers to help them provide the best education to our students that time and money can buy. And I just help out wherever I'm needed.
Okay. And Payton, for the parents at home who know they may have a student that's particularly good or strong in those STEM areas, what is the value of a magnet program and having it integrated into the whole curriculum as opposed to just having them go on to a regular high school, a standard high school?
Sure. STEM is the thing. Like, what a great time to be alive. Well, okay, so I'm talking about the coronavirus, but what a great time to be studying STEM. Maybe not to be living it. It'd be better to look back historically, but to be studying STEM. I mean, science, technology, engineering, math. The COVID crisis is what we are about. So the magnet program is all about providing hands-on instruction that's problem-based, it's ingrained in the real world, that is collaborative, that is creative, that students can solve real-world problems. One of the tenets, one of the particulars of our program is the interdisciplinary unit of study. And so what we do is, in adhering to the state and other certification requirements, the teachers work together and develop this project, this question, this inquiry that the students engage in for the course of the entire year. Well, this year, we are focusing on the pandemic. So our 9th graders are looking at questions of how do systemic inequities impact health? Our 10th graders are looking at how does globalization impact health? Our juniors are looking at how does the environment impact health? And our seniors are looking at how do we survive? What comes next? Are we ready for the next one? So the thing about magnet is it's not that it's better or it's more or it's just different. It's a different approach. It's instead of the traditional classroom with teachers lecturing, it is hands-on, it is student-centered, it is inquiry-driven, and that's what makes it the magnet.
Oh, yes, that is wonderful.
And I like to piggyback on that a little bit because, again, what we've heard Ms. Millinor describe is really and truly just the epitome of PBLs or project-based learning. And we know that research indicates that students do better, they perform better, student achievement increases when students see the real world relevance of what they're studying and what they're learning. So in this PBL or project-based learning format, when we're able to connect the different disciplines together, math, science, social studies, English, then they see a stronger connection in terms of what's going on, how it connects to the real world, and they're more engaged. A more engaged student is a better prepared student and is a student that has an increased level of achievement.
Okay, and now that you mentioned preparing students, tell parents What type of student is the ideal student for a magnet program like this?
Great question, Ms. Lake. So first and foremost, our goal at Lithia Springs High School, whether it is a STEM student or a non-STEM student, is to make Lithia Springs High School the best place to educate, motivate, and elevate. That is simply our charge and what we seek to have happen. The best student, the ideal student for the magnet program at Lithia Springs High School is one that is inquisitive, one that is highly motivated, one that takes a collaborative approach to problem solving, willing to work with others and be a team player. Because again, you think about the many professions that are out there now, post-high school graduation. Not too many people are working in isolation. They have to have the ability to work with other people, to problem solve, to work in collaborative environments. So individuals that fit the bill in that regard, so to speak, would be well suited for the magnet program at Lithia Springs High School.
And if I can, I would just add one characteristic, and that's passion.
Passion.
Our students need to be passionate about science, about the real world, about hands-on learning, about learning how technology is a part of every single part of what we do and who we are in our everyday lives. The passion. And I would argue, if I may be so bold, that that's true of all of our magnet programs in Douglas County, that it's about finding the passion and finding the program that allows you to explore that passion to the fullest.
So it's not just about being a straight A student in all of your science classes. You're also looking for students that are not just passionate, but inquisitive.
Yes.
They want to know more. They want to learn deeper. Okay, well, that's I can see why that would serve a student in our magnet programs well. Now, why don't you tell us about the instructors at Lithia Springs High School in the STEM program? Let's talk about the quality of those instructors that have been selected, as well as the facilities that we have there.
We have some state-of-the-art facilities, and several years ago, the government gave us a bunch of money, and we put that money to good use. So we have a engineering suite that is unparalleled, and not just in Douglas County, but in any of our surrounding counties, I would argue. They have access to lasers, 3D printers, mills, lathes, poster makers, CAD software, SolidWorks, and that's just in the engineering suite. And then you go over to biomedical science, where they have 3D body dissection software, and they have these computers that make the images pop off the screen, and the students can be at their desk and they can see all sides of an atom or a cell. And they have probeware so that they can do the same level of research that's happening in the post-secondary institutions. They can engage in real academic scientific research. And when we talk about our faculty, we have faculty who are capable of providing that instruction. Our faculty have industry experience. We have, our engineering teacher worked as an engineer for a significant amount of time. He taught engineering in college. He knows physics. He knows calculus. Our chemistry teacher was a scientific researcher who's been published in numerous academic journals. Our teachers do not just limit themselves to one thing. One of the things that we discuss when we get together as a group of teachers is that we believe in collaboration, and we do not dwell in isolation. And as teachers, just because I teach English doesn't mean I shouldn't know what the math class is doing. I don't have to be a master at it, but at least being aware of what they're doing. And that's what our teachers have. That's what's so special about them, is their willingness to collaborate, their willingness to learn. They never stop wanting to learn. They never stop trying to figure out how to best serve students. And they do that through graduate programs, through professional development, through certifications, through endorsements, through independent reading, so our teachers, that's what makes our teachers so special.
Now, would you, since you're telling us that STEM is everywhere and it benefits everyone, would you agree that the STEM program at Lithia is also a good fit, even if students aren't interested in going to college to major in biology or the sciences?
The STEM magnet program, the STEM education you will receive at Lithia Springs High School, is going to prepare students to think independently, to solve problems, to work collaboratively, and it's going to set the foundation of the skills, regardless of, if I may just, I'm an English teacher by trade. So, at first when I came into STEM, I was like, how did this happen? How did I end up here? What road brought me to this seat? But the more I have been engaged in it, the more I see that STEM is not about a specific content. STEM is about how we learn, why we learn, the world around us. STEM is just, it's a buzzword, it's an acronym, but no. If you choose not to go, we have plenty of kids who choose not to go to college in the STEM field they may focus on in high school, but the skills that they master, the skills that they learn, travel with them wherever they go, be it to a college to study a different topic or straight into the career that they want to pursue or the military, wherever they go, the skills that they've acquired are what will transfer.
And I would argue that there's no better preparation that a student could receive in looking at what they're going to do post-high school graduation, regardless of whether or not they're going to a STEM college or university or not, or studying liberal arts, whatever it may be. But the skills, as Ms. Millinor has just mentioned, and that particular skill set transitions itself and lends itself as an opportunity for that student to be successful in college and beyond.
And Lithia Springs has not always been a STEM academy. Why is it so important to have a resource like this here in Douglas County for students?
Are you kidding? Do you pay attention to what's going on with the Douglas Chamber of Commerce?
They're doing amazing things
they
for our
are,
community.
Right? Mm-hmm. Healthcare is actually, and I was doing some research on this because I was curious. The healthcare industry is one of the fastest growing employers or industries in Douglas County. And Douglas County is also we're looking at the film industry. We're looking at Google is here. We're looking at other manufacturing, engineer. Like it's here. We are living it. We are living in a society that is being impacted by the STEM fields. It's why Douglas County? Because it's here. They are coming here. And why? Why would we want them to bring in students from outside of Douglas County to fill the roles, the positions that they are going to have available? Let our kids do it. They live here. They've put in the time. Our kids are just as good, are just as qualified.
They are.
And we have a responsibility to prepare them to be the best possible candidates for those positions that will be available in 5 to 10 years.
And now of course, our school system does have a strong relationship with the Chamber. What other types of partnerships does Lithia Springs High School have with other colleges, universities, or businesses and industries?
You know, Ms. Lake, I wanted to start by saying was one of the things that drew me to Lithia Springs High School. I recall when I was just in the interviewing phases for this position, there was a news show or a news story, WSB I believe it was, and it was highlighting the students at Lithia Springs High School that were receiving, I believe, their emergency medical certification at the time. And I was interviewing for the position at the time, and I thought to myself, wow, how awesome is that these students will graduate high school and be able to go right into a career field with certification in hand.
Or to choose another career field and to have a talent and a skill set to bring to it.
Absolutely. So for me, that's not only one of the things that drew me to Lithia, but also something that should draw students that are looking to make a decision to Lithia Springs High School as well, to be able to graduate high school and have options is paramount for students at this day and time.
Okay. That it is an amazing thing. And of course, parents were always concerned about setting our children up for the best opportunity to be successful in their future. So it's a wonderful option to have this available. Now, tell us again about some of those, the resources and relationships that you built there with Lithia Springs High School.
Well, Google, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Google first, because they have given us probably like $40,000 or more in grants. And that's their commitment. They put their money where their mouth is. They say, we believe in this industry. We believe in your school. We believe in your students. We want the children to have what they need to be successful. And here's some money. Do what you need to do with it. Greystone Power, they have been a huge financial supporter and providing expertise in different topics of study. Tanner Health Systems, Miller Architecture, Douglasville Wellness and Chiropractic Center, Lockheed Martin, Brainy Bites, the Water and Sewer Authority. Like that, we have people who are invested in our students, in our community, and who want to see us succeed and who are willing to do what it takes to help us be successful.
Okay, well, now it's time to start talking about those deadlines. What's the process of attending the STEM Academy at Lithia Springs High School?
Sure. We have a couple of events coming up. The first one is going to be on October 20th at 6 o'clock p.m., and that will be both face-to-face or virtually. And that is our open house magnet information night. So, of course, social distancing, safety precautions, and all of those factors in play. But come and check out what we're talking about. Come tour our facility, check out our equipment, see our students, talk to our parents, interact with our teachers. That's on October 20th. If you can't come in person, then we are offering a second opportunity on November 13th at 1 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon for a virtual information session and Q&A. So parents, students, and if you come to the first one and you decide, I want more information about that, come on back. So it's not like a one or, it's a and or situation. The application this year is very exciting, and this is like fresh off the presses. The county office has been so wonderful in helping us to provide a centralized application. So instead of having to fill out
This is
5 different magnet applications, the students will now be able to complete one application and with the information that each high school needs. That should be coming out early October. They will be released. Students will be able to complete that. And the 8th grade teachers, I know, are going to be so thrilled.
So happy. And again,
instead of 5 teacher recommendations, it's 1. Yay!
Yes. And what is that hard, solid, not changing deadline?
Right. So, and this is non-negotiable. There is a very firm line in the sand. Monday, December 14th, all applications and supporting materials must be submitted.
Okay, and before we wrap up the show, I'm going to let either of you talk to our 8th grade parents, our prospective parents who they know they've got a son or a daughter, a child who is really, really good in one of the STEM areas, but may just be indifferent about what the next step is. You know, they may be undecided about what their next step in their education may be. Why don't you talk to those parents about why Lithia Springs High School's magnet program would be a good fit for them?
So I'll start. Specifically, I would say to a parent that has an 8th grade student and they're looking to make a decision on what's next for that student in high school is to take advantage of these virtual or in-person open houses. We understand that parents are desiring what's best for their student. They're shopping, if you would, just to be honest, which magnet program would be right for them. I think it's important for them to take an opportunity to come out and to meet the individuals that they are entrusting with their student for the next 4 years, to really have a good understanding of what's being offered and the roadmap for success that we are putting in place for students, and to really and truly see which magnet program best suits their needs based on the goals that they have for their student. I think that after they take an opportunity to as I like to say, come out and see for themselves the facilities, the faculty and staff, to take a look at the programming, to have an opportunity to sit and chat with the principal, and to just really and truly hear our passion about what we offer. I think it is infectious. I think that Ms. Millinor, as the director or the individual that's over our STEM program, she exudes the passion that all of our faculty and staff have in the STEM department, and it's contagious, if you would. So I think that the thing that they need to know is that, you know, even if they're on the cusp a little bit, when you look at some of the requirements to get in, don't let that deter you. Take a shot, apply, get that application in. We're going to really and truly, especially in this day and age of COVID, look at everything with a fine-tooth comb. We are seeking to grow our magnet program. We are seeking to increase the number of students that are in our magnet program because, again, we think we offer a great product, a great service in our magnet program, and we want to have more students have that opportunity to be a part. So, again, I think that's part and parcel as to why they really should give Lithia Springs a hard look. And I'm sure Ms. Millinor wants to chime in on that as well.
I'm going to wrap it up with one story, if you'll indulge me.
Sure.
One of our students, his name is Xander. He's at Savannah College of Art and Design. He's finishing up his degree there now. I will never forget the first time he came home from school and was visiting and, talking to his mom and talking to us, and just said, I walked into the class and I looked around and I saw all the equipment and I thought, I know what that is. I can do that. And he went into his first lab and the professor was telling him they need to do this, this, and this, and he sat down and it was just and it was done, and his classmates are like, what in the world? And he's like, I learned this in high school.
Oh.
That's why. That is why. Because when your students take the next step, when they go to college, when they go to career, they will have the foundation to not just succeed, but to set themselves apart and to rise to the highest levels wherever they end up.
Oh, that is a wonderful success story. Wonderful. And I'm sure you set many, many, many more other students onto the right path as they get started with their STEM education, or when they consider integrating STEM into any other field they pursue. So that is wonderful. I want to thank you both. Again, welcome Principal Travis Joshua to Lithia Springs High School. We are so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
And thank you for both of you for being on the program. And if you have more information, how would they get in touch with our STEM coordinator?
Well, actually, we have a Remind account for our
wonderful.
prospective students and parents.
Okay.
You can join our admissions Remind by texting the @ LSHSSTEM to 81010, and that will sign you up for our listserv. Or you can find me on the website. We have lshsstem.com or the Douglas County Lithia Springs High School website. You can look me up. My email is there. It's payton.millinor@dcssga.org. And however you choose to get in touch, I just look forward to talking to you and getting a chance to discuss how STEM can possibly help your student find their passion.
Wonderful. Thank you both for being on the program.
No problem.
And thank you so much for tuning in to Pursuit of Excellence, the official voice of the Douglas County School System. I am Portia Lake, and thank you for joining us.